Here we go, now we're unmuted. Yeah. That's right. That's it.
Nancy on too?
Yes. Hitting her now.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Jackie, I'm sorry. I have to put my computer to sleep and then wake it back up for my speakers to work. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Hi, Nancy.
Hey, how are you?
What'd you do to your foot?
Oh, it's a long story. My husband actually collapsed because he had pneumonia that we didn't know about.
Oh,
And in the
geez.
process, I had brought up a walker to try and steady him because he was really unsteady. But in the process, he managed to collapse, fall, and the walker and my foot were in the wrong place at the wrong time. So I ended up with a crushed foot, but he's doing great. He's out of the hospital. He's absolutely fine. It was just one of these weird situations, just very strange, but everything's good now. Just my foot. So we'll see.
Yeah.
It'll take time.
Hey, we just lost Sean. We'll be back in a second.
Yeah, I heard. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
thank you. Yeah, sorry I'm not there. It would have been much
Oh.
nicer to be in person, but
No
anyway.
worries. No worries at all.
The good news is my husband is the chauffeur because he feels so guilty. So this is a good thing.
All right, we got everybody. I'll call the meeting to order. And our first, just to let you know, we have 2 full openings and then we have an associate opening too. And all 3 incumbents are applying and we also have a new applicant. And we begin with Nancy.
Hey, Alan, sorry. Do we need a roll call to order since I'm remote?
We didn't do that the last time we did. Okay, yes, we need a roll call. Okay, John? You
Here.
Yeah, and Melissa?
Yes.
Alan here. All right. Nancy, we
Yes.
traditionally give you the floor first. So anything you'd want to say, how things are going, what you feel about the committee?
Yeah, I think it's actually a wonderful committee to work on. We've all really, even from the get-go, I think one of the differences is that since it's really heavily with professionals who have been in situations where they're collaborating on various very, complicated projects from time to time has been really a lot of fun. I've really, really enjoyed working with them, even though we don't always agree. It's a great conversation that we have to try and understand why we don't agree. And at the end of the day, it's enlightening. So I've really enjoyed being on the committee. I think right now, with all that's going on, which is a lot, the stability of keeping those of us who are applying right now who have been on the committee is probably a really good idea. I think that, the 2 projects are just especially, I mean, both of them are just stellar projects for the town. And you've got a great committee with a lot of really knowledgeable and experienced people right now who are helping the town shepherd this through, I think, with the best of all intentions to help everybody in the community. So it's a good committee, really is. And hopefully it will continue to be a good committee going into the future for whoever else takes my spot when it's time for me to step down.
Have you been on since the beginning of the committee?
I have been here since the beginning. Yeah, as the architect. So the way the committee was set up, Alan, if you remember, from Barry, it was to have, different trades or different people
Right.
with different experiences.
Right,
And
right.
I think it has been a great mix of qualities for it because everyone comes to the table with a different set of eyes. I mean, I even though I'm not in construction, I'm not in commercial world, the design aspects still cross over. I enjoy it from that perspective. And then you have John Coote, who is, I know he's up for reappointment this evening too, from the structural standpoint. And then you've got Pat, who comes from the actual construction standpoint. And you just have probably one of the best groups of people right now that could be on it for these 2 projects. So anyway, I would love to be able to stay on it and continue on, and probably this will be my last term, who knows, but at this point it's important, I think, to be consistent. So that's
Thank you for reapplying. Thank you for being with us so long. Any questions, Melissa?
Yeah, I just want to say thank you for all the hard work. I know these last couple years with the building projects and everything else that's thrown at that committee, it's been a lot. So thank you, and thank you for all the time. I didn't realize you have been on since the beginning of PBC.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
thank you for all of that. I know it's been a lot of work, but, we all appreciate it.
Yeah, it's been fun too. Really a lot of fun.
That's awesome.
Nancy, I think the answer is yes, but are these the first two new building projects we've done since the PVC was initiated?
It is. So there
Yeah.
was at first, somewhere, I think after the second year, there was some proposed building for the cemetery committee that wanted to have a cemetery building
Cemetery
done.
garage, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but that was nixed. There was a lot of pushback on actually building something on the cemetery property. And at the time, I think it was determined that the DPW could better handle it. And there was some conversations with Wakefield. I don't know. It got nixed is all I know. So from there, these were the first two projects, yes, that we've actually gotten involved in. And I was also on the library building committee originally. And one of the reasons for this committee was because that one really wasn't being run, I don't think, as efficiently or as well as it should have been, even though the building is phenomenal at the library, with nothing takes away from that. But there were cost overruns, there were some concerns, etc. So in this particular case, I think all of that has been taken care of to the nth degree. So it's really a great asset to this town to have this committee.
Just kind of wild to think about the fact that for, a decade or however long it's been around, the charge has been to sort of just oversee, the state of our current buildings, and then now we're doing two massive projects
That's right,
simultaneously.
exactly. And
Yeah.
that particular exercise that we went through for the first few years was really helpful for the DPW too. For facilities, I should say facilities. Joe Huggins, who was phenomenal, but it got a good baseline for everything. And I think also he was able to quantify a lot of things for the capital plan. So a lot of good has come out of it, not just the buildings. I think just for the town in general, it's been a really good asset.
Great. Any other questions? Okay, well, again, thank you for offering to re-up.
Yes, thank you, Nancy.
My pleasure.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
My pleasure. I'm looking forward to the opening of those two new buildings. Oh my goodness.
Yes.
It'll be great. So much fun. All right, great. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
Have
Take
a nice
care.
night.
Bye-bye.
Ari is next at 6, oh, it's almost 6:40.
Oh. We actually had, this meeting here, and someone on the historical commission actually said what all those pictures are.
Oh, yeah, that was 1920.
Yes.
Called Community Day.
Yes.
It was really 1919 is when they really did it, but they didn't get any pictures, so they kind of redid it again on April 19th.
Are those women dressed as nurses, or what are they?
I don't know what that's.
I mean, they're all in like clearly the same.
I know they had a bunch of people feeding them. But they don't look like chefs and cooks. They look more like nurses. I don't know. That's a good question. Yeah. Built the park. He did a 3 day thing. Did it April 19th, 1919, then again April 19th, 1920, and then June 17th. Finished.
Oh. Good. Interesting.
Congrats, Sean, on being chair again, I think.
Condolences. I think I'll accept condolences as well. You know what? It's so much easier on our committee than yours most of the time. So
We're okay. Shh,
Yeah, no,
shh.
yeah. I'm knocking on my desk here, but yes.
Please do, please do.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I mean the continuity with the new superintendent coming in is probably not a bad thing.
Agree, and school and potentially an override, most likely.
Yeah, all those things.
It's a lot coming up.
Yeah.
You know, if Ari's coming online or coming in, you don't.
You didn't say.
I'm sorry.
Yes. So how long has PVC been around? So since the library opened, the library's been around for,
I'm afraid to say, I'll probably be
I don't
off
know,
by
I feel like I don't
a
know.
bunch of years. I thought it was just last year. You know, Sean?
I was trying to think about it. I mean, Barry was on the select board, so it had to be like the end of the
Yes.
teens, 17, 18, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
so
Yes,
Google, God knows, we always know that's 100% accurate, is says construction ended in 2016. So yeah, right about there.
That's not too
Yeah.
Years, Murray, and also Pat just joined up.
Oh, good.
Awesome.
Hey guys, thought I'd jump in. I have a meeting in 15 minutes, so I'm going to jump out shortly.
Okay, well, welcome.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that. Oh,
Thank you for jumping on, Pat.
Sure.
Ari? Ari, can you hear us?
I can hear you now.
Oh,
There we
good,
go.
good, welcome.
So,
Oh, all right, we traditionally give the applicant the floor first, so anything you'd like to say about your time on the, I guess you're an associate member, but your time on the committee?
Yeah, I'm an associate member. I think I've been on for 2 years now. About. Let's see, I joined the committee, or I applied to join the committee at the recommendation of Karen Herrick. I had kind of emailed her a couple times about some of my interests and sustainability around town, and she said, "Oh, you should look at this committee." And then so I interviewed, and then yeah, that's how I sort of ended up here. I've been obviously heavily involved in the Recal project, kind of as the voice of MEP systems and energy efficiency in the room. That's kind of where my background is. It's obviously where my passion is. It's been of late, of the last 6 months, been a little bit harder for me to attend in person than it used to be, because I have a young one here that demands my time. So that's probably, I would say, is my single kind of hesitation moving forward, is really just a practical one of the time conflict between a 4-month-old and weekday nights with this committee. So admittedly coming to a little bit conflicted on what my hope is with my future of this committee, between obviously having enjoyed my time, and I think I'm of use. My input is valuable, but at the same time, it's hasn't been easy for me to attend and be present when I'm competing with a toddler. So
It'll get a little bit easier when they get to more routine, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hear you on that one. Sorry, Alan, go ahead.
No, that's all right. Either one of you, Melissa, Sean.
Go ahead, Sean. No, it's fine. Don't worry.
Ari, I mean, you alluded to working sort of in the energy space, or your background being in the energy space. Can you just tell us a little bit more? I've never met you personally. Just tell me a little bit more about what you do in your day job.
Sure, yeah. So I'm a mechanical engineer, licensed engineer. I work for a company called BR Plus A Consulting Engineers. So I do I'm a mechanic, like I said, HVAC is my kind of background, but I've focused on sustainability, decarbonization, electrification for the majority of my career. So I practice mostly in the commercial space. So we don't do a lot of public work, so it's been interesting getting a flavor of that. But yeah, this is my day job. In fact, it's a lot of the same thing, just sort of more on the consultant side than the owner side.
So,
Yeah, no, I just want to say thank you for volunteering, especially with so much going on at home. I know PBC's been
Yeah,
very
of course.
busy, especially over the last few years since you've been a member. So we appreciate that, and thank you for throwing your hat back in the ring. And it will get easier, like Sean said, I promise. But
Yeah.
you're in the thick of it right now.
Yeah.
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 okay, I just repeat what everybody else said. Thank you so much for your time and for offering to do it again. And I think we're all set, unless anybody else has some other comment. Okay, thank you.
Good. Thank you, Ari.
Thank
All
you,
right,
Ari.
well,
Appreciate
I'll see some of you in 15 minutes for the meeting. So
it. Have a good one.
bye, everyone.
Sean's a few minutes early, which is perfect.
Oh, John's in already?
He's joining right now.
Oh, good. Right on schedule, a little bit ahead. You have another meeting? Who has another meeting?
I am not attending PBC because I won't make it because we have FinCom after this.
Hi, John.
Okay, I just unmuted. Okay, I'm here. Yes. Hello, everyone.
John.
Hi, John. All right, we're gonna give you the floor first. Any comments you want to make about your time on the committee?
No, it's been a rewarding journey so far. We've got some real work to do, real work we've already done, and real work we've still got to do with the buildings getting into the construction phase. And that's my background. So it's becoming a good time in that regard.
Sean, do you have any questions?
No, I'll just say, John, we've been on the school building committee together for a bit, and I would just say, we need a few tough customers, and you certainly play that role well. So appreciate you being the conscience of that committee at times. So
I didn't know I had that reputation, but I'll take it.
not a reputation, just my own personal observations.
That's okay.
It's
Yes.
an important role to play to keep everybody keep everybody honest there. So appreciate it.
John, we've never met. Do you mind giving me a little bit of your background and what brought you to PBC?
Yes, sure, absolutely. Well, I've been in Reading for over 50 years. We came here in 73. So I've seen a lot of changes in Reading, and a lot of goods, a lot of bads, or not so many bads, but town's going in the right direction as far as I'm concerned. I'm a civil engineer by training, a structural engineer by the work I did for most of my life. I did structural engineering and forensic engineering, investigating building failures and stuff like that, and designed a lot of buildings. That was my specialty: high-rise buildings, low-rise buildings, wood buildings, concrete buildings, steel buildings, whatever, So I had a pretty good career. Ended up as a principal of the premier structural engineering firm in the Boston area, LeMessurier Consultants, and been involved in town government throughout the time, or town as a volunteer. I was on the Reading Housing Partnership, Reading Housing Authority on the board there, the ad hoc committee for the converting the old dump into what it is now, Home Depot, Jordan's Furniture. So I've been I've been around the town and in a volunteer role for a while. Zoning Board of Appeals. I was on Zoning Board of Appeals for many years, and so on. I currently volunteer, apart from in the town, I volunteer at Leahy Clinic in Burlington. So it keeps me a little bit occupied, but I don't have any trouble being occupied these days, I must admit, even though I've been retired for 20 odd years, there's still plenty to do. So
Thank you.
that's my background. I have two children who are not children. They're in their sixties. My eldest daughter started to collect her Social Security a few weeks ago, so I can't call them children anymore. And they went through the Reading school, so I'm familiar with the Reading school system, and glad to be involved in Killam rebuilding, and even more glad to be involved in the senior centre, or Recal as it's called, but as far as I'm concerned, it's the senior centre. But I go to the senior centre every week. I also go to the senior centre every month for programs, and I also teach at the senior centre. So we have a program which runs every 2 weeks, so I teach there, and so I'm the only member of the committee which actually is an active user of the senior centre. So I look at things not just from the point of view of building, but from how it's used and how people want it to be used. So I think I'm kind of qualified for that.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for all of your volunteer service and bringing your expertise to town. I mean, it's invaluable to us, so I appreciate that a lot.
Good.
John, what is it that you teach at the senior center?
Sorry, what's that?
What is it that you teach? You said you teach at the senior center. What is it that you teach there?
Oh, I teach creative writing, would you
Oh,
believe?
wow.
Yes, not the kind of thing you'd expect an engineer to be involved in, but engineers think they can do anything. Given enough research and energy, we can do anything. So
There you go.
Thank you for offering to stay on the board. Thank you for all of the other things you do as well.
well, I'd be happy to serve as long as I. Well, I had a birthday yesterday, so I'm a little older than I was a little while ago. So
Happy belated birthday.
thank you very much. I'm not going to tell you how old I am, but you probably got it in your files anyway.
Gotta be at least 50, right?
Oh, at least 50, yes, at least 50, yes.
Okay, well, thank you.
Thank you very much, John.
Thank you, John.
Okay, thank
Have a good
you.
evening.
Yep, thanks. Have another meeting now. Yep. Okay.
Right, next one is Jason Oak, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's actually scheduled for right at 7, so perfect.
Awesome.
So we're actually a few minutes early.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
we're running early.
Still there, or is he just?
That's frozen.
Oh, Pat, I forgot you were there. Did you have any comments? Too late now.
No, that's fine. I had nothing to add.
Oh, okay. If you do, just speak up. I without your picture there, I forgot you were there.
No, I've got to jump off for that meeting too. They're all great. I think you talked to Nancy maybe before
Yes.
Ari.
Yeah, before you go on, yeah.
So Nancy, Ari, and John, yeah, they're all fantastic. Everyone has sort of different strengths. You see, Nancy's an architect, John's a structural engineer, Ari's a mechanical engineer. And everyone comes from sort of different viewpoints on stuff, but we always rely on each other's expertise, and it's a good committee. And all three of those, they're all fantastic. It would be we don't want to lose Ari. we want to keep the hooks in him and get get him through his young years. He's really good when he has time to participate. He's a really knowledgeable guy, and he's very practical, but he's also extremely knowledgeable about sustainability and and building sustainably, carbon offset. He's just light years ahead of the rest of us, which is great. So
Sounds like a great committee.
Yeah,
You guys have done a lot of work in the last couple of years, so.
yeah, it did kind of all hit at
A lot of
once.
work coming up.
Yeah, maybe continuing for a little bit.
Yeah. So I didn't have anything else to add. I do have to jump off to get on that meeting, unless you guys are all set with me.
Yeah,
Good.
thank you for jumping on, I appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Pat.
It's children or
I had the same thought. I would have never
Yeah,
guessed.
yeah.
I mean, I was thinking he was maybe 75, you know.
Yeah, he's a very active guy. I mean, you obviously heard it, but I know him outside, and he's just a very active guy.
Yeah. I would have guessed he was mid-70s and never would have thought he had kids in their 60s.
Yeah, that's incredible. When he ever said that, I was like,
Yeah.
no.
How old are you? The kid's small.
Good for him.
I was about to ask him, so were you like 11 when you had those kids?
I wish you asked.
Yeah.
Now I have to go on an internet hunt to try and figure out how old he is.
Funny, but I heard you whispering. I know she's whispering about it, because I had the same question.
I mean, good for him. I appreciate all the work. I know, right? It's the truth, I'm sure. Like, keeps people going is being active and involved. Maybe next door.
You over there?
Oh, yeah, that's tonight too. You're right.
Yeah.
Because I'm also that liaison, and I was like, oh, yeah, no, I can't go that either.
Sorry, guys. No, it's not your fault.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I'll watch it after.
Which meeting is it?
PVC.
Oh.
So the liaison to PVC and CPDC, and they're all running tonight.
Yeah, so you couldn't have gone even if you didn't have this?
Yeah, I would have had to pick one or watch it back after, which I do a lot of sometimes because I just can't do everything. Or I listen as I'm shuttling my children around.
Holy cow. June 7th, 1937. He turned 89 yesterday.
Wow,
Are you kidding? It's incredible.
wow.
We still had a 10-year child. Holy, that is incredible. I hope I'm that sharp when I'm 89. I don't think it's gonna be, but. Sure. He was on Zoom last week with us. Okay, so that makes sense, you know, yes.
I think I'll just call him Jason.
There he is. He's joining right now.
He's lost.
Probably safer.
We should probably introduce ourselves. I don't know
Yes,
if
right.
anyone know any of us.
Hello.
Hi, Jason.
Hey.
Welcome. Normally we'd start with you, but Sean just made a suggestion that we all introduce ourselves first. My name's Alan Folds. I'm the town moderator. So,
I'm Melissa Murphy. I'm the chair of the select board currently.
Sean?
And I'm Sean Branham, the chair of the school committee.
Now we'll
I'm
let you
Jason. I'm volunteering.
Yeah.
I volunteer as tribute.
Yeah. Do you have any other comments? Anything? Yeah, I know you've applied for a few committees. It sounds like you really want to get involved in things. Just tell us a little bit about yourself.
Sure. Yes, I've volunteered for, I guess there was room for 3, so I volunteered for 3, not expecting to be necessarily on all 3, but, you know, wherever I can be of help, I guess. In terms of the permanent building committee, I don't know necessarily if I have any direct experience to bring to it. I don't have any experience in construction or whatnot. But that being said, I'm interested. I have a kid in the school system, and she's going to kill him. So, you know, with that project kind of going on and starting, I got kind of interested in what this particular committee does as well. So that's kind of why I got interested. Experience-wise, in terms of, hey, what can Jason bring? I don't know. I have project management experience. I think that's about it in terms of kind of what overlaps. But, you know, I'd like to be helpful where I can. Living in the community, being in the city, in the town, you know. Why not, right? Why just be passively sitting at home?
That's great. Well, thank you for volunteering. Melissa, do you have any questions?
No, I just want to say thank you for volunteering for the 3 committees or commissions that you volunteer for. We really appreciate volunteers in this town, like it's how we get everything done. So I appreciate you stepping up and getting involved because we could always use the help.
Of course. Happy to.
Sean?
Jason, you mentioned project management. Can you just tell us a little bit more about what you do in your day job?
Well, I started essentially my career as a project manager after grad school. That was 15 years ago. Since then, I've been a project manager, a program manager, a production manager, senior program manager. I don't know. I went through all the ops roles. Usually more business to business services fields. I've been in localization for the longest time, but you know, project program management nonetheless. And I have a PMP in terms of project management credentials go. I'm a Scrum Master, and I recently got the risk management professional certification. So very much whatever PMI does, I kind of been involved in all of that.
And just out of curiosity, what do you remember off the top of your head what the other two selections you made on that application were? Just mostly just curious.
Oh, completely unrelated. So one was the MCC, the Mass Cultural Commission's Reading leg, and the other one was the Historical Commission.
Melissa, are those both VASC appointments?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Well, just to let you know, there are a few people applying for this. So whether or not you are appointed to this, I know we're going to find a spot for you somewhere.
I'd be happy to kind of help wherever I land.
Okay, that sounds great.
Yes. Thank you so much again for putting your name in the hat. We really appreciate it.
Yeah. Thank you.
And I appreciate the opportunity. Honestly, it's nice to be able to get involved and not just be a spectator.
I'm just curious, how do you pronounce your last name?
Well, I'm at this point very comfortable with Gok just because everybody's very comfortable with that. It's supposed to be Guk. It's supposed to have 2 dots on top of that. Oh,
Yeah, that's what we were guessing. Yeah.
All right.
Okay, well, thank you.
Awesome. Thanks very much.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you so much for tonight.
thank you. Appreciate it.
Now we deliberate on the more candidates. We will eventually vote separately for the full-time positions and then the associates separately.
Okay.
But we can discuss them all at once. Any comments from anybody?
From what I heard tonight, I think it makes the most sense to keep the members as they are on the current permanent building committee. Hearing from Pat also solidifies what we heard from each of the volunteers. I think, they kind of bring something different and are, really valuable to that committee. And with the 2 building projects going on, I think it makes sense, like Nancy said, to keep it how it is. That's just my thoughts on it.
I concur with that. It seems like a bad time to be changing.
Yeah.
And I don't see a reason anyway. They all seem to be very qualified.
Yeah. I think we'll be good.
Yeah, I think I totally agree. I think, it sounds like at least Nancy, but there'll be some turnover on that committee once these projects are in the rear view, and there'll be opportunities for other folks to come in. Nancy and John are just really critical members of the school building committee for sure. Ari's not involved, but again, as you said, Melissa, hearing what Pat had to say, and the energy piece of it is, it's not even so much about like pushing a particular perspective, but like the tax credits and understanding all, that's been really valuable to have folks on the building committee with that kind of experience. So I think I agree with the 2 of you. It's not the right time to upset the apple cart when we have really qualified candidates willing to re-up.
Yeah, I agree.
The hardest part of this job is saying no to someone raising his hand saying, I'll do this for nothing.
I think I did a quick look at the mask stuff. I haven't been involved in all the meetings, but I definitely know there's space on, I think, both historical and culture. Correct me if I'm wrong.
A lot of space on culture.
Okay,
There might
so-
be 1 spot and a couple others interested.
That's term limited, isn't it? Is that term limited?
It is 6 years.
Yeah, so.
So hopefully, well, I definitely think we'll get him somewhere,
Yeah.
if not maybe in 2 spots.
Another 9 to 10 years when John Coop retires, maybe. All right, any other discussion? Or are you ready for a vote? All right, we'll take a vote on the 2 permanent positions first, and we each get 2 votes. So Sean, we'll start with you because I happen to be looking at you.
Sorry, what am I doing? Am I voting or am I making a
Yeah,
motion?
you have
What do
2
want
votes.
for?
We're voting only on the 2 permanent positions first.
Okay, do you want a motion? Or
Yes.
how do you want okay.
Well, I was gonna, since we have, it's a little different than the others where we actually have a.
Oh, I see what you're saying. You're saying you want me to articulate who my votes are for the 2
Yes,
positions.
exactly, right.
Yeah, my votes are Nancy and John for the 2 full positions.
Okay, Melissa?
Same. My votes are for Nancy and John as well.
Okay, Alan, Nancy, and John. Okay, now we have 1 position open for an associate position. Ari Greenberg is the incumbent. Start with you, Melissa, just because I started with Sean.
Yeah, my vote is for Ari.
Okay, Sean
My vote is for Ari as well.
and Alan, my vote is for Ari as well. All right, now we need to approve the minutes from the last meeting. We have a motion.
Motion to approve the minutes from the January 5th, 2026 meeting.
Okay, do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, any discussion? Not appearing. Sean, the vote?
Yes.
Melissa?
Yes.
Alan? Yes. And now we need a motion to adjourn.
So
Motion.
moved.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, adjourn, you have another comment?
I just said so moved.
Oh, so moved, oh,
And
okay.
second.
Okay, all those in favor, Sean?
Yes.
And Melissa?
Yes.
Alan, yes. Okay, motion, the meeting is
Fantastic.
adjourned.
Night,
Have
everyone.
a good night, Sean.
Thank you.
Good night. 2 down.